Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Today is July 22nd, AT day 165, and we just took 5 zeros in Lincoln before we got a good weather window. We actually took 2 zeros and plans to head out of Lincoln and get up on the Franconia Ridge, but we only made it about half a mile before we encountered monsoon rains and had to bail. What was the weather like, Gigi?
Oh, that was awful. The whole trail being just like a river. I felt bad about it, but it was a good decision. Now the trail condition is much better.
Yeah, so 5 zeros was a little bit excessive. My body's telling me I had a little bit too much rest, maybe a few too many calories, and but it'll get used to it. We just left Mount Liberty, did our hike up out of Lincoln, came up to Liberty Springs campsite, did a 0.3 Blue Blaze up to Mount Liberty, and we're fully loaded. 5 days of food, full of water. It looks like a 4-day push to Gorham, but we're carrying an extra day of food just in case something happens. Weather looks great right now. We got a good weather window. Might get thunderstorms in 3 days, which is exactly when we're supposed to be going over Mount Washington. But weather can change at any time. So the mountains make their own weather, right? So we're hoping for great weather all the way through the rest of the Whites and into Maine. So when we left this morning, we had 253 miles to go, and we've already done about 3 of them. So 250, and we're about to go over Alpine. There's no water for the next 7 miles, so we're fully loaded on water as well, and it's gonna be a good day. So should have some great video for you. Let's hike. See ya. All right, 10.2 mile day today. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but it's significant for the whites. Anyway, we ended our day at the Garfield Ridge campsite, which is actually a shelter run by the AMC. You have to actually pay to stay there. So you pay 10 bucks for a card, and then every shelter you stay at is $5. So we started the day down in Lincoln. It's a ski resort town. It's actually quite expensive. We stayed at Terry's place, which is probably not going to be open much longer. It was a really cool hostel to stay at, though. And he drove us up to Interstate 93 and dropped us off, and we started our climb up. It's fairly easy the first mile or so, and then it gets pretty steep up to Liberty Springs campsite. And from Liberty Springs campsite, it's another 0.3 up to this junction for the Franconia Ridge, where we dropped our packs and we headed up to Mount Liberty, where we flew Cyclops. Something we've been seeing is since we got into New Hampshire, was that there's signs in areas above Alpine and around shelters that state no landing of drones, and we're not really sure what that means. It doesn't say no flying drones, it just says no landing drones. So a little bit confusing there. And after we went to Liberty, we proceeded to walk to Franconia Ridge, and this green area you see here is the area above Alpine. So we went over Little Haystack Mountain and then summited Mount Lincoln. It's really crowded up through these areas. And then we went up Mount Lafayette. And something we're noticing is that there's a lot of nobos around. And we're not really sure if the bubble caught up to us, or if the weather has kept everybody in Lincoln, and now everybody's leaving Lincoln when the weather gets good. So it's been record-setting rains in July. As of about 3 days ago, 12.74 inches of rain had dropped in July in this area. And the last record was in 1938, which was 11 inches. So there's more rain this month than ever before in recorded history. So it's been pretty miserable on the trail. We're bumping into a lot of Sobos as well. And the trail is getting pretty busy. So it was really crowded at the campsite. Hopefully it won't be so crowded at the next campsite, which is about 15 miles. But from the sound of it, everybody is going to the same campsite tonight that was at Garfield Shelter. So we'll have to see how things go. But it looks like it's going to be pretty crowded through the presidentials and through the rest of the whites.